Hey everybody, what is up? This is Devin, LaVore, and
Michelle LaVore
coming at you from the kitchen.
Yeah, it's the best lighting right now.
It was totally the best lighting situation. This new Airbnb that we have, that we're actually leaving tomorrow, it's really awesome, except the living room has like literally no overhead lighting. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But man, it is good to be back with you guys as a team.
Yay!
It has definitely been a journey in this one, hasn't it? It's been a different kind of stay here. Not because of the place, just because of what God's doing and kind of like what the enemy has been doing.
Yeah.
And so many of Lana Vosser's words, right, are just like ringing true for us. But a huge, huge thank you to, huge thank you to everyone who has been supporting us and giving to us and just praying for us and leaving encouraging comments and all that. And it has been really awesome. I really feel like we've kind of come to another level in our ministry, but also really in our relationship with you guys.
Yeah. And
just this has been great because a lot of you guys have been longtime subscribers and longtime commenters, and just you've been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just been really, really awesome. And but I'm gonna segue into Michelle because you've got plenty to share. I've been sharing. You guys have been listening to me for the past couple days. So
so I just kind of wanted to share where I've been at and just kind of on this journey, really. Basically, it's definitely been very different for me. It's been, it's kind of funny. Sometimes I feel like we're such opposites because it's like, Devin's like, oh, this is amazing, look at this, and God's sharing this with me and that with me, and I'm like the opposite. I feel like, wow, like this is so hard and my heart is hurting so much and I feel like I'm not hearing anything from God, and I just have so much disappointment, and I'm feeling like I shouldn't feel this way, but that's just where my heart is, and then so it's like we've got one of us like frolicking through the flowers in the field, and like I'm like and I feel like I'm sitting in the mud with the rain pouring down on me, going like, man, what happened?
Jesus is right there with you in the slop.
He is. But it really has been very difficult. I've definitely, we've both experienced the attack of the enemy. But I feel like the onslaught against me has just been so hard and so difficult.
It's been intense.
And it's been very intense, and it just brings me down. And then it's like yesterday, and I guess maybe it was the night before, but recently it was just like I feel so just like I want to protect myself, and I just have been closing off, and just like the picture I get is like, you know, like when a flower, when it's like all closed up, you know, and you know it should, when the sun is shining, you know, open up and like receive the light, and it's like I know with God, like He's just like, hey, like I'm the light, like I'm shining, like open up, like let me like shine into you, but I just keep I keep closed, and it's just like, no, I can't, like I'm gonna get hurt, and it's not gonna be good, and so I'm just trying to preserve myself, and it's like, man, you know, like why can't I hear anything from God? And it's like, well, it's because I'm completely just closed, and my heart,
because you're afraid,
because I'm afraid,
you shrunk back and created that enclosure.
Enclosure, and just like putting up walls, you know. It's like, well, I gotta protect myself, I have to preserve myself, and as strange as it sounds, it's like I'm preserving and protecting myself from God, because it's like in my heart, it's like, well, God, you led me on this journey, you're the one who started this whole thing.
My pain is your fault.
The pain that I've gone through is from you. And
yeah.
and so it's just been just very like, I've never been through anything like this before, to this degree. I mean, I've always gone after God and been like, okay, Lord, I'm gonna just follow you, and that's what I've done my whole life. But the amount of call to believing and pursuing God, and like the depth that He's taken me to, I've never experienced. And so it's almost like, wow, like I've just felt so much disappointment because I had so many high expectations for what things would be like when we crossed over and when we moved, and then it's like we get here, and then like in my mind I'm like, man, like, well, things aren't going exactly according to what I thought they would, you know, my plan book. I had my itinerary all set out, and we've not followed the itinerary at all. We've not, it's like we've not followed this itinerary. Like, we were supposed to come, we were supposed to get in our house, we were supposed to, you know, like all of this list of things that I had, and we were supposed to, you know, just be joyous, and like everything, all the sadness would be turned to gladness, and the Lord would just prove every word that He ever spoke to us. And instead, we're still bouncing from like Airbnb to Airbnb, and you know, it's,
which are nice.
They're nice.
Definitely nice.
I mean, at the same time, it's like I've really seen God. He's been providing for us this whole time we've been here, and that's just been crazy amazing. Which is why it can be such
humbling.
This. It really has, and why it can be such this like tug of war in my heart, because it's like I see God doing, providing, and just He's saying like, hey, I'm expanding, I'm growing, but then there's this part of my heart that's going, but Lord, this wasn't how it was supposed to happen. Like all these words that you were speaking, like I don't understand why is it that what I thought you were saying hasn't happened yet. And so it can take you to a place, and this is really where the enemy gets in. He starts saying, you're right, look at that, it's probably not going to happen, you know. And so for me, a lot of times it's like, wow, God, you said this, but it hasn't happened. And so I'm like, oh, well, I guess, and now you're speaking moving forward, and so I'm like, oh, well, I guess then that means those words really weren't true, and it's disappointing because, well, now it means that, well, you just do what everybody else does, and eventually you'll get there, and yet at the same time, God keeps saying, you know, ask me and go after the promises. He keeps saying the opposite. He keeps saying the opposite, and it's just like, what? It's like I just shut down, and so it's just like, wow, and it can be so frustrating. I've just experienced a lot of anger and frustration in this process, because it's like, of course God is always right, and I guess that's the frustrating part. Because I'm like, well, I'm mad at you because you are always right in everything that you do, but it's not happening in the way that I really wanted it to happen, and it's like,
you want to be settled, and you want a home.
I do.
You want the life that is over the hill.
Yeah.
You want that life of, you know, schedule and homeschool and all that stuff. Yeah. You want the what is it called? The security, the family, the home. You want the home. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's normal. You know what I mean? That's right. That's proper. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way things are happening. It's like, oh my gosh, it's not this. It's kind of like we're living the way we lived in Kansas City, but from place to place to place to place, instead of, but at the same time, it actually is different in almost every way. You keep going, man.
Yeah. And so it's just, it's definitely been really rough for me. I mean, the enemy has definitely come in, and he just will like to sink his teeth into me. And but I think like today, I feel like tonight we were listening to some worship, and
oh, that's always a good medicine.
It is.
Get
and
yourself
it was
in the presence.
What's her name? Stephanie
Grutzinger.
Anyway,
something.
she's with Bethel
it,
worship music,
yeah.
and she was singing about like Lord, we're gonna open our hearts to you, and like He's open to us. And I just really felt like God was just like, you need to open your heart again. And I was just like, but Lord, it's so hard. It hurts for me to want to open up to you again. And to hear like prophetic words, and to hear, like what you're doing, because I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to attach myself to these words and have expectations to come to find out that those expectations aren't real.
Or be totally different.
Or completely different. Yeah. And there's this part of me that was just like, Lord, I don't want to. But I don't want to not be open to you either. I want to have my heart open, because I want you to be able to speak to me, and for me to hear you, because it's like there's no joy in just being closed off and not hearing anything.
It's very lonely.
And yeah, it's very lonely and very just depressing. And so she was just singing about, having your heart open to God. But then she was also like, heaven is always open. And it's like, God is always open. He is like always there, always ready to speak and to reveal Himself.
And yet He experiences pain every day. You know what I mean? He's a person who experiences pain every day, but He still remains open, because He knows that that's part of love. That's what love does. Love hurts, but it also it stays open,
Yeah.
And it's just really cool how He's just taking you through that process.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of been interesting. I never thought of God experiencing pain.
He does.
I just figured He's God.
God experiences more pain than we ever do.
That's true.
He
experienced a lot of pain on the cross.
Yeah. And I'm not even going to edit that part out. Anyway.
But I don't know, so tonight for me, it was just like, okay, Lord, I'm going to open my heart to you. And because I want to hear you.
And it was so easy, wasn't it? It was easy.
But it was just like, okay, it was a conscious choice. And I think what's difficult is, for me personally, I'm just an emotional person, I think we all have emotions. We're emotional beings, but it's like
some more than others.
Yeah, I got an extra portion, I think, and but it's like, I don't know. It's interesting because I know that God is like, all right, I'm taking that. You're opening up your heart to me, and yet it's like my heart is scared, and it's timid. And it's still just like, Lord, please, be careful with me. I don't want to break.
God is here ready to show Himself strong on your behalf. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just been really interesting. And I think, too, in this process, I guess just, I know even for myself too, it's like, I can feel this uneasiness, I know it's like, okay, Lord, I do come and you know, I'm just laying down myself, and it really is a very humbling thing. But then also like that, it's like God is there. He's like, all right, yes, I'm so excited. Like, I want to share with you. And I think for me, it's also like, it's crazy because it can go to the flip side where then I'm like, well, I feel bad because I went through the process that I went through. And it's like, no, it's like, just accept the fact that God is like, hey,
it's a process for you.
It's a process. It's a growing experience. And it's like, I can just open up and be like, okay, just remain open. And so I just want to encourage others. I know, like, I feel like, you know, even today when we were reading so many comments and just, you know, people have emailed, and even those that have given have been talking about being on the same journey. And I just know, like, there are other people who have experienced what I've experienced of just, like, being like, Lord, I feel so hurt and so broken, and because I've believed in what you've said, you know, but I just am presenting to you all to just open your hearts up, even if it is hard, even if it is difficult, because God has just greater and deeper things for us when we are open. And to just, I don't know, I think just be okay with how you process.
Wow.
And realize.
That is so awesome. Can I just stop? I've been doing good on the interrupting. Come on, give me a like and a share. No, I'm kidding.
I'll give you a prop.
But that's huge, because how many Christians out there are saying, I should be more like this person, or I should be more like that person. Man, they're so awesome. Look at how they are. I'm a mess. It's like, they're a mess too. They just know how to put on good makeup. You know what I'm saying? They know how to put on the good personality and character makeup. They're hiding their stuff.
Or they could just, like you, I think I felt that way a lot, of just like, man, I just need to be more like Devin. Like, he's doing awesome. Like, processing through all of this.
Yeah, and Devin's going to be 46 soon and has known the Lord for 23 plus years.
No, but I'm just saying, like, there's a maturity. So I think sometimes you're comparing yourself to somebody else who honestly could just be more mature in the process, but they still went through the process.
Exactly.
And it's like maybe 10 years ago, they were going through the exact same thing.
No one wanted to be like Devin. 10 years ago, I didn't want to be like Devin. 10 years ago, man, I was like, oh, man.
So I just think that's so important to just, one, not compare, but two, to be okay with the process that you're in, and know that Jesus is right there with you, walking you through it all. Because what does he want? He wants, one, he loves you, and he wants you to grow and mature. He's not expecting you to be someone that you're not.
Right.
You know, and he's not expecting you to perform at a college graduate level when you're still in high school. Like, you know, that there is process and there is grace for everywhere that we're at. And I think that we have to just let go of all of those, just our own just expectations, our own just ideas of how we should be and how we should respond and how mature we should be at any given time. And you know, I do know, like, God is bringing me through a maturing process, you know, even within the prophetic, you know, because the truth is, when it is a prophetic word from the Lord, you can tend to attach things to a prophetic word that really wasn't what God was speaking at that moment.
Or you overanalyze
Or
it,
you
or you read too much into it, or you,
Yeah.
oh, that's the prophetic word, oh great, then that means this. Whoa. Where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I just know that's what that means. God never said that. He did. Do you see what? No.
And so I think, though, that, you know, I think for myself that he's just it's a process. And so I don't know, that's just what I've been going through lately.
She's been doing great, guys. She's been doing awesome.
I've been in the molly grubs a little bit, but a lot of it. But at the same time,
you've been processing.
That's true.
You've been processing. You've been going through your own process.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I can't get up and worship right now because I'm dealing with something and I just want to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's processing. That's part of the process, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I should be praising. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing that. And then the Lord said to me many years ago, He's like, Devin, can we get rid of all the should be's and the supposed to be's and have to do's and all that stuff? Because that's just religious stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, then we can really get down to some nitty gritty relationship stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The supposed to be's just get in the way of the things that are supposed to be. Just let you chew on that one.
Yeah. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I don't know, I really want to tell all of you is like that God really, really loves you. And I don't know, like that's
amazing
it's
coming
like,
from you after these couple days. You're such a blessing.
And it's like, but God really does, and He loves every part of you, and He loves that you're going after Him, and He loves that you just want to be on this journey with Him. And it's just, I don't know, like He just loves, He loves it even when we're in the mud. He loves it when we're sitting on a bench. Because why? It's just, He loves to be with us, you know?
Wow.
It's no different than, you know, a husband and wife. It's like, do you still love them when maybe things aren't, you know, maybe you're having an argument or whatever. It's like, but you still love the person. You know, you still love the person even if they're sick. You know, it's like, if love really worked where it was just like, well, I'm only loving you when you're doing awesome and great. Well, that isn't love. And it's like, I think, I don't know, it's just, I just really feel strongly like that. It's like God just wants to express to you all just how much He deeply, deeply loves you and has just so much in His heart for all of us. And so I just want to pray right now, like, Lord, that, you know, I pray that we would all just experience, like, the height and the depth, the breadth and the width of the love of God, that we would just come into some very just tender and close moments with the Lord today, and that we would just experience God and His love for us in just new and deep and intimate ways. And that's my prayer for you guys.
Amen. That's amazing. You know, I had some other stuff that I was going to share, but nope.
It's going to be a Michelle video today.
Well, they need a Michelle video because they haven't heard from you in a couple days, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm glad. Wow, you really got some breakthrough tonight, didn't you? Because when you were over there, you were worshiping, and I was just like, whoa, she's like really singing. Oh, Lord, thank you. Because I'm moving in life, doing things. I feel like I'm on my own, and I'm just like, well, I have to do some stuff. I'm going to move because it's me and the Lord, and then you get added on. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you and the Lord, and then I get added on.
Yeah.
You know, yes, the two become one, but it's still an individual relationship between, you know what I mean? And so I'm just like, man, I sure do miss Michelle. Yay! She's back!
Yay!
That's so awesome. Yeah, so be blessed, guys. And I don't have anything else to say.
So until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
Not in a kitchen.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.